Hello, everyone. Nature is full of awe-inspiring moments, but when it unleashes its fury, it becomes a force of unstoppable destruction. From raging storms and violent tornadoes to colossal tsunamis swallowing everything in their path, each spectacle leaves humanity in both awe and terror. Have you ever witnessed the true power of Mother Nature? If not, brace yourself, because the following moments will leave you speechless. In Hualien, Taiwan, a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake triggered a devastating landslide, sending clouds of dust and debris soaring into the sky. The violent tremors from deep within the earth dislodged massive boulders from the mountainside, threatening homes and roads below. Panic swept through the streets as residents scrambled for safety. While the thick veil of dust signaled the sheer scale of destruction, this was more than just a violent display of nature. It was a sobering reminder of Earth's unstoppable forces. Footage of the 2011 Great East Japan Tsunami shows massive waves sweeping away vehicles and causing extensive property damage. Cars were pushed away like toys, while homes and infrastructure were completely destroyed by the power of nature. The swift and brutal devastation of the tsunami once again reminds us of nature's uncontrollable destructive force. On a scenic mountain road in Colombia, relentless heavy rains weakened the soil on the hillside, triggering a catastrophic landslide. Without warning, a torrent of earth and rocks cascaded down, completely blocking the road and forcing vehicles to slam to a halt. Thick dust clouds filled the air, obscuring visibility as terrified locals and tourists scrambled to escape the danger zone. Nature's wrath struck unexpectedly, raising the question, have we truly grasped the full extent of its power? The sky turned ominously dark, and billowing clouds surged forward like an impending tidal wave poised to swallow the entire settlement. This rare cloud tsunami phenomenon left viewers in awe and unease, as if nature itself was issuing a dire warning of an imminent storm. In the icy expanse of Greenland, a massive ice block, compressed by immense water pressure, suddenly surged from the ocean depths, shooting 61 meters into the air before crashing back down, sending towering waves rippling across the surface. The cause? Rapid glacial melt due to climate change, leading to ice detachment and powerful buoyant forces pushing it upward. This rare phenomenon is not just a breathtaking spectacle, but a stark warning of environmental imbalance. Could this be nature's fury unleashed in response to human impact? This image captures a colossal ice chunk collapsing into the waters below, sending plumes of water spraying in all directions. It could be part of Greenland's Ilulissat Glacier, a site notorious for frequent ice calving events driven by climate change. The disintegration of these ice masses is not just a mesmerizing sight, it's a clear indication of the planet's growing instability. Meanwhile, a terrifying tornado rampaged near Ray, Colorado. A dense column of swirling debris consumed to a faint glimmer of light. When nature unleashes its fury, it is not merely a passing storm, but an eruption of power long accumulated, fueled by the ever-changing climate. These events are no longer rare anomalies. They are growing in frequency and intensity, a stark warning that Earth may be retaliating against the damage inflicted upon it. Are we standing at the brink of nature's escalating wrath? A relentless hailstorm pounded the landscape, unleashing golf ball-sized ice pellets that crashed against rooftops and the ground, creating a chaotic and deafening spectacle. The relentless barrage of hailstones sent water splashing in all directions, a clear sign of the storm's severity. In that moment, the only instinct was to seek shelter anywhere safe from the icy projectiles capable of causing severe injuries. Meanwhile, a ferocious tornado took shape, spawned by extreme differences in temperature and pressure between colliding air masses. At first, the sky darkened ominously, and the wind picked up speed. Then, without warning, a towering vortex materialized, devouring everything in its path as it roared across the road ahead. Dust and debris swirled violently, a grim reminder of the storm's destructive power. Any vehicle caught in its grip risked being tossed like a toy, while homes lay vulnerable to its fury. When the tornado finally passed, the aftermath was devastating. Trees uprooted, rooftops torn away, and a landscape left in shambles. Lightning, one of nature's most electrifying phenomena, occurs when storm clouds accumulate electrical charges and discharge powerful bolts between the clouds or toward the ground. These brilliant flashes of energy, accompanied by the deafening crack of thunder, can wreak havoc on infrastructure and pose a lethal threat to anyone in their path. Lightning is most common during intense thunderstorms, especially in the summer months when atmospheric instability is at its peak. Each of these violent forces serves as a sobering reminder that despite all human advancements, we remain at the mercy of nature's fury. Are these extreme weather events growing in intensity, or have they always been this formidable? What do they tell us about the ever-changing state of our planet? A tornado is one of the most extreme weather phenomena, often forming when warm, moist air collides with a cold air mass. Creating a violent rotating vortex. In this case, a devastating tornado tore through Gaylorf, Michigan on May 20th, 2022, bringing terrifying wind speeds that sent debris flying and turned the streets into a scene of chaos. Vehicles were still on the road when the sky darkened ominously, signaling the overwhelming force of nature at play. As the tornado ripped through Gaylord, the city was plunged into turmoil. Debris swirled in every direction, power lines snapped like twigs, and cars were tossed into the air as if they weighed nothing. Tragically, this disaster claimed at least 2 lives and left dozens injured. The sheer power of this storm was a grim reminder of nature's unpredictable fury. Have you ever witnessed such raw devastation up close? Meanwhile, in the Parvati Valley, Kasol, Himachal Pradesh, a catastrophic flash flood ravaged the region, sweeping away trees, boulders, homes, and roads while threatening countless lives. The cause? Heavy rains, landslides, or perhaps human activities that have altered the natural flow of the river. When nature strikes back, the consequences are often unimaginable. Are we truly prepared for the increasing intensity of these disasters? Or are they warning signs of something far greater? A terrifying tornado tore through Lincoln, Nebraska on April 26, 2024, obliterating everything in its path. Towering black columns of dust, violent winds, and a sky in utter turmoil painted a grim picture of nature's destructive force. April 26, 2024. The devastating tornado on Interstate 80, Lincoln, Nebraska. A monstrous tornado formed and tore across Interstate 80, consuming everything in its wake. Thick, swirling black smoke rose into the air, while the howling winds signaled the inevitable destruction ahead. Vehicles were tossed like toys, trees were uprooted, and even solid structures stood no chance against this unstoppable force. Have you ever witnessed a tornado so ruthless that it could reduce everything to rubble in mere seconds? The sky darkened ominously as massive clouds billowed forward, resembling a colossal tidal wave poised to engulf the entire settlement. This rare cloud tsunami not only left spectators in awe, but also evoked an unsettling sense of foreboding, as if nature itself was issuing a dire warning of an impending storm. Meanwhile, in Argentina, a relentless flash flood surged through, sweeping away everything in its path. The murky waters churned violently, spilling over into residential areas, creating an apocalyptic scene. Two men stood at a distance, capturing the chaos on camera. But were they truly in a safe spot? Nature's fury is unpredictable, and instead of recklessly confronting it, humans must learn to respect its power and take proactive measures to protect themselves. A powerful EF2 tornado tore through Longwood, Florida, engulfing everything in a thick curtain of rain, reducing visibility to nearly zero. A driver unknowingly ventured into the danger zone, only realizing the severity of the storm when it was too late. Nature's fury is always lurking, and staying updated on weather warnings while avoiding travel in hazardous conditions is crucial for self-preservation. Meanwhile, an intense hailstorm battered Germany, creating a scene of chaos as massive ice chunks pounded the ground with incredible force. Trees swayed violently, rooftops trembled, and once lush gardens were quickly buried under a cold, white blanket. This extreme weather event not only inflicted severe property damage, but also posed a serious threat to human safety. In a parched landscape, an unexpected flash flood turned a small trickle into a raging torrent, carrying away mud, trees, and anything in its path. A lone white car stood at the edge of the floodwaters, its driver seemingly caught in a moment of life or death hesitation. Should they push forward or retreat? In such a situation, the only way to survive is to stay far from the rushing waters, as a single misstep could send both car and driver tumbling into the deadly current. Nature never grants second chances, and humans must learn to recognize their limits. The raging inferno engulfed vast stretches of forest and dry grasslands in Chaparral, Murrieta. But what was even more terrifying was the emergence of a fiornado, a swirling column of fire spiraling high into the sky. Transforming the wildfire into an uncontrollable monster fueled by intense heat and powerful winds, threatening everything in its path. Emergency evacuation orders were issued, but in the face of nature's wrath, people had no choice but to flee, helplessly watching as their homes and surroundings were reduced to ashes. When the flames finally subsided, they left behind a wasteland, once thriving forests, now nothing but charred remnants. This was more than just a tragedy. It was a stark reminder that a single moment of human carelessness can unleash a force of destruction beyond control. Wildfire in Canada is devouring approximately 10 hectares of forest, producing thick black smoke and towering flames. Aerial footage from helicopters reveals the sheer scale of this catastrophe as the fire spreads uncontrollably. Firefighters are working tirelessly to contain the blaze, striving to protect the forests and surrounding communities. Scorching heat and strong winds ignited the ferocious fire along Triangle Road. The flames spread rapidly, engulfing vast forested areas and forcing hundreds to evacuate. Fire crews struggled to contain the inferno, but the environmental damage is already devastating. Meanwhile, relentless heavy rains have triggered a catastrophic flash flood in Jaén, Peru. Water levels are rising at an alarming rate, sweeping away vehicles and submerging streets in chaos. Locals desperately battle the rushing currents, struggling to stay upright on their motorbikes as they navigate the flooded roads. Out at sea, an intense hailstorm unleashes its fury, creating a scene of pure chaos against the vast expanse of nature. Ice-cold hailstones plummet at terrifying speeds, striking the water's surface and erupting into white foam. Aboard a small boat caught in the storm's wrath, the crew can only watch helplessly, feeling the fragility of their existence against nature's uncontrollable force. Nature can be gentle, but when it rages, it reminds us of its terrifying power. Leave a comment for this brave girl below. And if you love witnessing rare moments of nature, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to never miss an update.